The universe operates on these rules that just feel, well, impossible. Ideas that sound like they were pulled straight from a sci-fi movie. But what if I told you that some of the most mind-bending secrets of the cosmos are totally 100% true? So, let's dive in. I mean, that sounds nuts, right? How could something so incredibly far away have any real connection to you standing right here, right now? But here's the thing. It's not just possible, it's happening all the time, thanks to one of the most basic forces in all of nature. And that force is responsible for our first big secret: the universe's hidden connections. It's kind of like this giant invisible web that stretches across all of space and time, connecting everything to everything else in ways we almost never even think about. So, get this. Our best understanding of physics says that gravity doesn't just have an off switch. Its reach is infinite. Of course, you feel the sun's gravity, that's obvious, but you're also feeling the pull from a star in a whole other galaxy. Even a supermassive black hole, millions of light years from here, is, believe it or not, pulling on you this very second. In a very real physical sense, everything is connected. Okay, so invisible forces are tying everything together. But what about the stuff we can actually see? Well, as it turns out, the matter and energy that make up you, me, and everything else can behave in some seriously strange ways. When you picture a planet, you probably think of a perfect ball, right? Like a marble. But that's not quite right. Take Saturn. It spins so fast, a day there is only about 10.5 hours long, that the sheer force of its own rotation literally squishes it. It bulges out at the equator. Yeah, one of the most famous planets out there is basically a giant, cosmic, squished ball. Okay, this next one sounds like a total trick question, I know, but it points to something really, really cool about the laws of physics. We're always told that nothing can go faster than the speed of light, but is that always the whole story? You see, that cosmic speed limit isn't quite so constant. Out in the vacuum of space, light is the undisputed champion. But the second it hits something, a medium, like water, it slows down. And look at this, if you shoot it through a diamond, its speed gets cut by more than half. Wild! But wait, it gets even crazier. Scientists have created this special state of matter in labs. It's called a Bose-Einstein condensate. It's a super cold, super dense cloud of atoms. And when light passes through it, it slows down to a crawl, just 17 meters per second. That's about 38 miles an hour. I mean, think about that. You could literally drive your car faster than the speed of light in this stuff. Just put this into perspective, right? A world-class Olympic sprinter hits about 10 meters per second. That's an actual human being running at more than half the speed of light in this material. The fastest thing in the entire universe, slowed down to a speed a person could almost keep up with. It's just mind-bending. All right, let's zoom back out now, from tiny particles to the massive, epic lives of stars. Because it's in the way they're born and the spectacular way they die, that's where some of the most unbelievable cosmic secrets are made. So you've got this huge star, right? It burns for millions of years and then it runs out of gas. It collapses and explodes in this massive event called a supernova. Now, usually that's the end. But every once in a while, the explosion just isn't strong enough to totally destroy the star. And you're left with this zombie star. Not quite alive, not quite dead. It's wild. But here's the amazing part. These super violent deaths are also moments of incredible creation. You see, heavy stuff like gold can't be made on a planet like Earth. The conditions just aren't right. Every single atom of gold that exists was forged in the insane heat and pressure of a supernova. Then that explosion blasts this precious stardust out into space, which eventually clumps together to form new solar systems, new planets. Yeah, including Earth. So stop and think about that for a second. That ring on your finger, or any gold jewelry you own, it isn't just some metal dug out of the ground. Its atoms were created billions of years ago in the heart of a dying star. You are, quite literally, wearing the remnants of an exploded star. Okay, so we've talked about what we can see, but what about the things the universe seems to hide from us? Now we're going to talk about cosmic ghosts and the ultimate cosmic vaults. Okay, so right now, this very second, you are being showered by a hurricane of invisible particles called neutrinos. Trillions of them are streaming from the sun, passing right through your body, through this building, through the entire planet, as if none of it is even there. They are, for all intents and purposes, the closest thing to a real ghost that exists in nature. And then you've got the secrets the universe actively keeps. Physicists have this idea they call cosmic censorship. And it's basically the idea that the universe puts up this giant do not enter sign around black holes, called the event horizon. It hides what's inside, because if we could see the chaos happening in there, it might literally break the laws of physics as we know them. The universe is censoring itself to keep order. So just think about that contrast for a moment. On the one hand, you have these ghost particles that can pass through an entire planet without leaving a trace. And on the other, you've got these cosmic vaults that trap everything, even light itself. It's just an incredible duality. All right, we've been way out there in the cosmos so far, talking about these huge, mind-bending ideas. But for our last secret, I want to bring it all right back down to Earth. In fact, right into the palm of your hand. So let's talk about something called an atomic clock. It's not like the clock on your wall. Instead of a pendulum swinging, it measures time using the incredibly steady, predictable vibrations of atoms. This gives it a level of precision that is almost impossible to imagine. And when I say precise, I mean it's hard to even wrap your head around. The good atomic clock is so accurate it would only be off by about 1 second every 300,000 years. The GPS satellites orbiting our planet rely on these. If their clocks were off by just a tiny, tiny fraction, your phone's map would be off by miles. It would be totally useless. And that's the connection, right there. The same basic, fundamental rules of the universe that make atoms vibrate with this insane level of consistency, that's what lets you pull out your phone and find your way to the nearest coffee shop. It's cosmic precision powering your daily commute. So when you think about it, from the gentle tug of a star millions of light years away to the gold in our jewelry, the technology in our pockets, and the ghost particles passing through us right now, the universe isn't just out there. It's right here. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing secrets are just hiding in plain sight all around us?